They are indeed. All right, coming back to north now, looking over Hopus's shoulder, coming to the dance. Montana Kremlin, Double Des Moines, Goliath, Venezia, Moskva, Marceau, and a Z52. I'm excited to see that.
Ooh, yeah, please. So over on Kraken side of things, we've got very interesting setup. We got sorry, I'm looking at the wrong side, lol. We got Hanger in the Yamato. We've seen him do things in clan battles in that Yamato. Harley's in an Ohio. I know she is pretty good with American battleships. Chatta in Des Moines, Edge in Worcester, Salem with Onager, K's in Moskva. Ooh. Slaughter's in Stalin, Devo in Daring, and Dishizer Disc in Harugumo, and Worcester. Interesting.
Indeed. Well, let's see how this goes. Now, you can see on the mini map or the map that the Marceau is making a beeline for C. I don't think doesn't look like Kraken's deployment is going to allow them to do anything about that early. So that means that Hopus is going to be able to pick up C very quickly. It looks like we will have a bit of an interesting rumble at A, and B is basically like the plague. Everybody's running away from B.
Yeah,
and that's what you would expect with all this radar.
You got
it. At least at the early game.
Right.
People like to go on B on this map later on, but yeah, usually at the start it's that AC split.
Yep.
Now, one thing I do want to comment on, that Haruguma Worcester combo, I'm sure you guys are aware, the Haruguma with the legendary module can actually lay a smokescreen that is 8.5 kilometers in length if you're going full speed and you have that, equipment piece on. So there were quite a few Harugumos that I saw on EU today when I did have a chance to watch some of the gameplay. So expect to see Haragumo as a potential replacement for the Gearing, because we all know that it has the insane firepower and it can do a lot of damage with those P shooters. And here we go. Here comes the smoke to get Edge Case close to the A cap.
Yeah, a little early. I'm curious why Disc started it so soon. Maybe worried about that Moskva.
Perhaps, but again, this thing can get out to 8.5 kilometers long, so it lasts for a very long time. He'll be able to get very close to that A cap, even though he deployed it from back there.
Zombie catching Devo on radar.
But not catching Edge Case. Edge Case working from behind the smoke screen over 14 kilometers away from that Moskva. He is undetected. Opus bagging C, as we talked about. The Z52 in A, and they seem to know that that's where well, of course they know where he is, so they're declining to go up there after him right now.
Yeah, now that's the one unfortunate thing with the Worcester. It does not have nearly as long of a radar range as something like a Nevsky or a Moskva, so that Z, although he did get within the Worcester's radar range for a brief second, it doesn't appear that they were able to take any advantage of that, so...
Yep, here comes some torpedoes. Disc he's going to find the convenient Haragumo-sized gap.
Well, and I'm sure Edge has got his Hydro up, even though
Hydro
can't quite see it. Don't see the circles.
Or Devo.
That's true. Devo could have had those up as well. Devo could have had that up as well. So Kraken getting up 2 early caps, obviously jockeying for board position, more focused on that right now. See if they can make that work for them. Special Case sending up south of C, opposite Only Joker's Des Moines here, as Darth Chatton's Des Moines heads for the kind of the 9-10 line over here, backed up by Onager's Salem and Harley's Ohio on that side of the map.
The Z52 for Hopus is extremely close to the Haruguma-Worcester combo, under 8 kilometers for both of them.
I think
obviously Hydra doesn't have the range, but
he's getting close to having the range, though. I think maybe he's up there looking for it. I'm not sure.
His Hydro is on, but now he's turning away and dumping the Torps, so...
Yep. Unfortunately, Edge had already radared earlier, so... They won't pick him up.
Yep, radar is on cooldown.
They won't know until they see this.
If nothing else, they might be able to try and pick up the Worcester, like just firing in smoke. I'm not sure what the smoke firing penalty is, but it is definitely very gutsy.
Yeah, for sure. But perhaps the Z already knew that maybe he did get tagged on the radar very briefly when he was getting out of A, and then knew.
Smoke expiring here as Edge Case should be undetected. Yeah, probably just barely undetected there. Does Z52 Corps go through? No dice. They've traded really well early. I mean, they've got a little bit of a health advantage here. They've beat the crap out of this poor Moskva, who's now radaring Dvorak, it looks like.
Oh, and the other thing I forgot to mention about the Haragumo is that it doesn't have as long of a cooldown as the Gearing, so it can drop those humongous smoke screens. And by the time they go out, the next one is pretty much ready to go. So we should see that here at some point.
Dvorak taking
Good
some
shells.
damage, trying to get these conga line torps in on Zombie, who they've been beating up mercilessly for several minutes, but no dice.
Yeah, I think they're gonna miss.
Harley's also taking a little bit of a pounding, but they are getting some decent damage on that Des Moines of Longshot Matt, excuse me.
Yeah, Hanger with the cross shots on him right now. Blocked by the island. I was all excited for a second.
And also, Deverik Man's Daring took quite a bit of hits as well. He's down to 8.6. We'll be able to get some of that back, but Z52 is
Edge
proving
Case
pretty
now
valuable
kind of
right now.
caught broadside here, waiting on the smoke. Taking a...
Oh!
Oh, no!
I think he disconnected
He
there.
must have DC'd. He sat there for too long. The smoke was
Yeah.
just coming back up. I think he must have DC'd. That's a huge loss for Kraken. That's more or less, that's going to make this position at A almost impossible to maintain.
Ouch.
Dvorak actually outspots the Zed, but the struggle now is that if he gets up there and gets in a gunfight with him, he'll just lose and get his face melted off.
Yep.
Yeah, the Z has plenty of HP to trade if that were to come to pass. But there's more torps going in.
DeShizer's fine, but the other struggle now is that the Zed can aggressively push that Harugumo and smoke with the Hydro if he wants to. If he chooses to, I should say.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not looking terribly good for Kraken and friends at the moment.
Air looking for cross shots on only Joker's Des Moines. Shells coming in right now. Nope. Little too far astern. Just some pens. Nothing catastrophic.
They've gotten some decent damage on a few of their cruisers, but there's nothing on the board for Hopus that is at a catastrophic level of HP
No.
at the moment. So
Hopus with a ship lead and a cap lead here. 7 minutes gone.
might have a contact here with, Dvorak and the Z52.
Yep.
Oh, I think he just got radar too.
He may have. It's very possible it'll cost him his ship. I mean, they have to do something. I understand why he's making this play.
Yeah.
There's the
radar. There's the radar. Now he's radar. The Zed pushed him out to where the Moskva would have shots when he came around the corner. That's exactly what happened there.
Yep.
Hanger's tossing some shells at the Des Moines, but Joker's going to go down here.
They do get Joker, but they may lose Dvorak. I don't think they can maintain control of the A-cap. Now, Sergeant Slaughter drove his Stalingrad right through the middle of the map without ever setting foot onto the B-cap, or at least not picking it up. Obviously, this is going to be...
there's some good shots on the Goliath.
Yeah, they've got great shots on the Goliath there.
Oh, yeah.
Big hit on the Goliath.
I doubt he was expecting that.
There goes
Dvorak.
Dvorak.
Goes down.
Yep. Kraken still a ship down, never has control to cap. Desperate need of points here, 3 minutes on the timer. They're not out of this game, but if they're going to make a play and make the force a win, it's going to have to come at sea.
Stalingrad, another pretty decent chunk on the Goliath. But
now you got the Marceau coming up to just YOLO Slaughter.
This is going to be a challenge for Slaughtered as well. Now, technically, Furboats Montana could have him here if they can spot him. But Slaughtered is going to have to deal with a point-blank Marceau all by himself, and I don't think that's a fight he can win.
Yeah. Yep.
Somebody else is going to have to get a huge chunk on him, but
nobody has the shots.
Definitely.
K's backing up to try and cover him, but it's just not going to happen.
Nope.
At best here, they're going to trade Hopus, that is the Goliath, for Slaughtered Stalingrad, which of course is not a bad thing. If they do manage to get the Goliath, we'll see about that.
Well, he already used the super heal once.
Yep.
There comes some of the big battleship shots. Slaughtered does not dodge those torpedoes all that well. He still takes 4 of them. As now Carnivore,
so he's dead to the next.
Carnivore's coming in with the salvo off the port side. Not going to mess around. Not going to do these from the bow. Going to get well on the broadside before he dumps these out.
He knows he's got time.
Yeah.
Oh,
he doesn't have much time now. You better get him off if he's going to dump him.
Good HE.
If Slaughtered wins this fight, that's a huge loss. Goodness gracious. Look at that.
Wow.
2 quick kills. And just like that, Kraken has a ship lead.
Well, let's see if the sap
Oh,
The sap going to touch
Oh
the
no!
stern? No.
Oh no! No! Oh, the Venezia. Okay, so they've got radar on Slaughtered again. He knows he's got to get out of there. He's got a bow fire to deal with.
Oh, look at the Z52.
look at this.
What is he doing?
Look at this.
What is Chill doing? Why?
Oh,
He's
boy.
winning harder.
He's
Yeah,
gonna,
that
he's
was the-
trying. He's trying to win. He's trying to trade with. That's a terrible trade for those guys. Hopus now upside down 2 ships. They
And
Oh,
Slaughtered!
Oh my God! Slaughtered with the massive salvo,
Holy
wipes out
crap.
the Moskva. Hopus
Wow.
now upside
He
down
backs up.
3
He
ships.
backed up. And now the Des Moines probably going to go down here too.
They have
Matt
no
finally.
they have no way to see Slaughtered. Slaughtered will be able to cap B for free, and Longshot Matt goes down. Goodness.
Wow. Speaking of long shots,
What a-
that's why you never
what
give
a-
up in this game.
What a turnaround.
Holy hell.
From on the back foot, 3 minutes to a loss, to up 4 ships on their way to a win. I mean, it's not a done deal yet, but they're certainly looking great right now. Holy cow.
That was the Moskva for Hopus, northwest of B. I don't know why he thought it was a good idea to
challenge
back
the
up
Stalingrad.
broadside. I mean, challenging is fine, but my man, get angled. Get angled. That is- whew.
And just
Look at
like
Harley
that,
now. She's just gonna go touch tips, I think. That's it.
I mean, that's a great. If Harley will get up there and trade with Grey Ghost, that's a
Yeah.
huge win for Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfectly fine trade. Yeah, I guess my reaction wasn't as much of what the Stalingrad did. It was just I can't believe that happened. You know, like
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
my guy, just keep the Moskva there. Yeah, that's going to hurt them. That might have been right there when we look back. If Kraken manages to pull this one out, that probably was the or
Play of the game.
potentially. Yeah, honestly, because removing that Moskva, I mean,
you know,
he could have
one-
created so many problems
We-
still with all that HP left. But
we need to give some credit to Kraken too, because look at
Yeah.
across the board, they have a bunch of ships that are really beat up, but they're all still in the game.
yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, staying alive. If you don't get damage, if you don't get kills, at least staying alive and being available to make a play.
Harley going for the
It
Ren.
is.
That's a great trade for Kraken. When you're up this many ships, trades are not a bad idea.
And now Slaughtered has a broadside of the Montana, and he just dunked him for 20K. So.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, right through this gap on the island. What a beautiful shot.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, those shell arcs are good, but I guess they're not good enough to get deflected by the islands right there. And another good salvo.
another 12K.
Jeez.
Kraken still
for-
technically trailing this game, but a game they were down almost 500 points, they
Yeah.
have managed to claw back into.
and
and-
that's also losing a Worcester with the DC, of course.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel like Hopus didn't have to be in this position, right?
No.
They had everything kind of going. Everything was coming up Hopus, right, for the first 7 minutes of this game. And
Yeah.
then the exchange at B just didn't quite go their way. They got slaughtered low, but didn't get him off the board.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
the Kraken team at C played that engagement really well, right? They traded so well over there. Eventually won, which was, I won't say it was inevitable, but it was certainly certainly something you could kind of see coming. And then the guys at A just gave ground, and here we are.
I guess one little nitpick to give that I can think of off the top of my head right now was that Marceau could have definitely liquidated Slaughter there, but it
Yes.
seemed like he dropped his torpedoes a little too early, thinking that
Now-
he was going to land maybe 5 or 6, which I understand. Sometimes you do get a little tense in those situations, but a little bit more extra patience there might have worked out.
Refresh
Yeah,
my
and it
okay.
almost looked like the torpedoes got taken out. The other side when he
Yeah,
went to go get the
I was just
left
fixing,
side off.
I was just fixing to say. So I was going to say Marceau has the Kleber torpedo arrangement, right? It's a 2 on each side and then 1 center line, correct?
Yes.
So he
Yeah.
dumped 2 off the starboard side, then turn around, but
Yep.
then we never saw him launch the port torpedoes. I'm like Zath. I can only assume that the port torpedo launcher got disabled or broken or even destroyed somewhere in there.
Yeah, I guess the point I was trying to make is that he could have just ate a little bit more damage, got fully broadside like he did, where he still had about half
Right.
his HP, and then just dumped all 6 and guarantee the kill instead of dropping them bow on like he did. But
Rip Optimus Prime.
Yep.
And there we have our first lead change of the game. It took Kraken 5. They had to kill 5 ships to take over the lead of this game, but I think they're gonna win. I don't see how a single Venezia is gonna pull this off.
No
I'm
way.
just not seeing
No
it.
way.
Not seeing
not
it.
at this point.
No way, but he's gonna charge. He's gonna charge in and challenge
Hell yeah!
Sergeant Slaughter here.
Like, why would you not? Why would you just resign yourself to death? Get up here.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Do good work.
Oh.
a lot of AP coming in.
Lot of
Look at
AP.
those shells coming
Yeah.
in. Wow.
A lot of AP looking for that gap. The last stand of
It's actually,
Hopus is Venezia here.
Yeah, those Haraguma shells coming in from like 17 kilometers looks pretty funny.
Unbelievable.
Good damage into Slaughtered, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to beach himself, it looks like. He does.
Yep.
Beach whale.
Yep.
And in a bow on to a Stalingrad is not a place you really want to be with your Venezia, especially sound that the Salem has snuck over and has got pretty good angle over there on the port side.
Oh yeah.
Oh!
Fixing to get my first.
Oh,
death
there was some
Wow.
Des Moines shells,
There it
and
is.
there's some
There it
more,
is.
and
There it is.
there it was.
There it is, right there.
There it was.
There's my death pick.
Kraken with the come from behind win that did not look possible, and here we are. Wow. Wow, indeed.
Wow,
like
this-
these are my boys. I got to root for them. You know, I'm the homer pick, but I'm still shocked that they won that game. Especially after I'm with you. I assume Edge Case had to have disconnected there. There's like that's not Edge would never have sat there.
You know, I'm not one that uses the word throw too often because I try to be polite, but that was pretty rough. With all due respect. Now remember, you got to give the other team credit too, because when the other team is kind of throwing, you have to be, a recipient of it and make sure that you make the right plays when you need to. But
Yes.
that was pretty rough for
Yes.
Hopus' side, of course. And
Yes.
when Slider didn't go down and he was still able to get some shots, and then that Moskva, it's like, okay, I think that this actually might be happening.
Yeah.
And good for Kraken. They were able to turn it around. Like, don't get me wrong, a throw it goes both ways, but
Slaughtered is
Yeah.
absolutely the MVP of that match. Like unquestionably.
Hell yeah, dude.
Unquestionably.
Take that you take that Stalingrad through BCAP, well not through, but just around so the enemy doesn't even know he's coming.
Yeah.